So today we're going to cover pretty much the basic fundamentals of how to get fit and healthy in a natural and sustainable way, whether that is fat loss, muscle building, reversing any lifestyle disease, whether that is PCOD, PCOS, thyroid, diabetes, cholesterol, blood pressure issues. All of that, how do you reverse and how do you achieve your health goals in a natural and traditional way where you don't have to rely on supplements, pills, medicines, right? The typical health industry and fitness industry advice is not the thing that we are interested in. We want to do it without shortcuts in a natural, sustainable way where if you lose weight, the weight should not bounce back. If you are building on muscle, it should be done without supplements, without taking steroids, supplements, without any shortcuts. And all lifestyle diseases should get reversed, and ultimately you should come to a point where you are free from medicines, right? So welcome everyone to the live workshop. Sonali, Sumbul, Shushant, Khushi, Lokesh, Vidya, Milind. So everyone, you can chat with me in the live chat. I have the laptop with me as well. So whatever questions and health goals you have, mention it in the live chat. So all of you can just start off maybe with your health goals. I'll be able to guide you as well. And if you have any questions at the end of the workshop, I will answer those as well. Okay. We're just going to wait for another 2 minutes to get started. All right. Everyone, you can mention your health goals in the chat window. I can see it, and then you can ask any questions that you have and we will get started. I'll answer 1 or 2 questions and then we'll start the session. Okay, so Shobha has asked a question, Milind has asked a question. Want to reduce weight and maintain it. Milind is saying, Shobha has said, I want to reduce weight and maintain it. Milind saying that wish to stay healthy in the long term. Current age is 55. I was advised to do a mix of cardio, strength and stability exercises, which I've started. Good. That's good, Milind. All of you who are already subscribed users, mention, because I'll get an idea as well. And those of you who are not subscribed yet, mention as well. I mean, if you're subscribed, mention, I'll know who is not subscribed. All right, Balaji, lose belly fat and gain muscle. Sure. It's very simple, straightforward to achieve that. Reducing weight, getting to your ideal body weight, building muscle is actually very, very easy once you understand the principles, right? It is straightforward. Okay, hi Prachi. All right, so we have, we're going to start the session now. So let us, Sarita is mentioning that is doing a walk, doing 10,000 steps morning every day from 5:30 to 8. Excellent, Sarita, that's really good. Going to the gym, cool. Yeah, so going to the gym in the evening. All right. So visceral fat and subcutaneous fat, I'll answer that, right? So what happens with fat is that what we have to be aware of is even fat deposits becoming overweight. Let's start with that, right? Some of the questions started with the fat loss. So what are the principles that you would have heard on fat loss from the internet or from videos? Or you have to have low calorie diet, you have to have high protein and low carb. That is a typical suggestion. Extreme version of that is keto diet, right? Almost minimal carbs, higher fat, higher protein, etc. But such diets don't work because they will always lead to the weight bouncing back later on. Anything that you do which is restrictive, there are 2 issues in it. First is that it will not be healthy in the long term. So you may end up losing your hair, right? Your skin will become bad, hair fall will happen, acne will start coming, etc., etc. Hormonal functions will not work correctly because you are not following a natural diet. You are not eating what traditionally your ancestors ate. So if you were to stick to natural traditional Indian food and forget about protein, carb, fat, calories, calorie counting, That is actually the true way of staying fit and healthy, and I will explain the logic behind that, how and why I'm saying that, right? So many people say that, you know what, I'm already having natural Indian food items, I'm not getting result. There's a very big difference. If you are having any digestive biscuit, rusk, namkeen, dessert, chocolate, ice cream, cookies, cakes, then you are not actually sticking to a natural traditional Indian diet. Then what you're having is kind of like a mix of, you know what, you're having some food items made at home and maybe 15-20% food items which are packaged processed. Now that packaged processed food items, even if it is 15-20% of your diet, will cause your hormonal imbalance, and that hormonal imbalance leads to your hunger level not being in control. So then you have to force yourself to count calories. If you force yourself to count calories, of course you will get temporary fat loss, but internally your body is not healthy. So if you want internally, externally, you want your body to become, what is the word we use? Sustainable, natural, traditional, right? If you want it to last all your life, you want to get long lasting, long term results, then there is only one way to go forward. Okay? And that way is very simple. You have to understand few logical points. Then you will be able to execute it very simply. And people will also ask you, you're not on a diet, how are you getting results? So the first thing to understand, which I start off often in my live workshops, is that what is the percentage of population which was overweight, obese, or had lifestyle diseases 100 years back? So if anyone can give me that answer. And what is the percentage now? 100 years back, what was the percentage of people who are obese, overweight, or have lifestyle diseases like PCOD, PCOS, thyroid, diabetes, cholesterol, blood pressure issues? 100 years back only. 1910, 1900, 1920 or late 1800s, what was the percentage of population? Balaji is saying maybe zero. Yeah, approximately zero only. Less than 1% of the population was overweight, obese, or had lifestyle diseases. Just 100 years back. And now the percentage is 70% of population, either overweight or obese or having lifestyle diseases, or overall unfit, unhealthy. So what does that tell us? That whatever is the new things that we are doing within the last 100 years, that is responsible for this increase in weight, and that is responsible for lifestyle diseases as well. So basically we were talking about the percentage of population which was overweight, obese, or had lifestyle diseases just 100 years back. That is less than 1% of the population. And now if you look around you, you will get the answer, right? If you just walk on the street and see people randomly, see how many people are overweight or not looking fit. Majority. So the percentage is 70% statistically, right? Whether it is they are either overweight or obese or have PCOD, PCOS, thyroid, diabetes, cholesterol, blood pressure. And people, when they come to their 50s, 40s, and even now 30s also, they have started to have pills and medicines for all kinds of lifestyle diseases, which should not be happening. So whatever is the new thing that has happened in last 100, 150 years, that is responsible for this condition. So the easiest logic to follow, the correct logic to understand, is that if you reverse all these things which happened in the last 100, 150 years and you try to live a natural traditional lifestyle, automatically your body will start coming back to ideal body weight, it will start building up muscle mass, and it will start reversing all lifestyle diseases. It's very straightforward, simple. People 100 years back, were they doing calorie counting? No. For thousands of years, people have been fit and healthy. They have not been overweight. This is a modern phenomenon. So what is the reason? It is because whatever these new things are. So what are these new things? Let us try to crack it down. What are the differences between a traditional lifestyle and a modern lifestyle? Now we're going to discuss that. So the first difference is food items, right? It's not only food. There are multiple differences. There are differences in exercise, there are differences around sleep, differences around sunlight, but we will start with nutrition. What is the difference between a traditional lifestyle in nutrition, between what people used to eat and what are people eating now? Okay, let's ask the question, did people eat aloo paratha 100 years back in India? Yes or no? Aloo paratha, did they eat aloo paratha or not? Sarita, Lokesh is okay. So the question is, were people eating aloo paratha 100 years back? Yes or no? In a traditional society, were people eating rotis? Were they eating aloo paratha? The answer is yes, right? Of course they were eating it. So there is nothing wrong in eating natural traditional food items. Even if you want to lose fat, you can eat aloo paratha. You can eat mangoes now. Mango season is going to come. Because our ancestors have been eating those food items for thousands of years. Our genes are programmed in such a way that if what your ancestors were eating, if you eat the same thing, then you will also be fit and healthy just like your ancestors. Because genes are kind of evolved in such a way. This is just evolution. Now, there is a lot of trial and error which goes in understanding what to eat, what not to eat. Your ancestors have already done that trial and error. And that is why we have actually come to this point. So all you need to do is actually follow that lifestyle. Now, in that lifestyle and current lifestyle, there are a lot of differences and we have to identify each of them. First difference is food. So there was no packaged processed food items available, and people were eating food items like aloo paratha, spices, ghee, idli, dosa, pongal, for those of you who are from South India, right? They were eating non-veg as well and veg also. So there were people who were vegetarian and there were people who were non-vegetarian both. We are not saying have only non-veg or have only veg. It is up to your preference what you eat. You can still get the same result. Were they having supplements 100 years back? Yes or no? Were they having biscuits 100 years back? Yes or no? If you can answer that, it's a trick question. Supplements were they having 100 years back? The type of supplements we have now, like whey protein. You can answer in the chat, everyone. I can see your answers in the chat. Balaji is saying no, Sarita is saying no, Mahalakshmi is saying no. Yeah, so they were not having any supplements. Therefore, we also don't need to have supplements. Anyone who tells you that you are a vegetarian in India, you can only get 70 grams of protein through natural vegetarian diet, but you need 100 grams of protein. Our whey protein supplement is perfect for you. It will give you exactly 30 grams of protein. You have 1 scoop a day. That is just marketing. Don't go by all current research. 99% of research which will tell you your protein target should be this much. Your you are having only this much, but your target is this much. You need this much for supplement. 99% of this research is funded by supplement manufacturers or pharma industry or food processing industry. So of course, the whole system is going to be geared into telling you to do this. What happens to the nutritionists, fitness coaches, and even doctors' syllabus? Where does the syllabus come from? It comes from research papers. Who funds the research papers? Pharma industry, supplement manufacturers, and food processing. These 3 industries together are called Pharma Plus industry. It's one of the most powerful industries in the world, right? And in general, society will always function like a pyramid, right? There will be people at the top of the pyramid who have the most wealth and money and power, and they will create the story and the narrative which people at the bottom of the pyramid will follow. And people at the bottom of the pyramid will follow that story and give away all their wealth and resources to the people at the top of the pyramid. So understand, whatever you're believing, has come to you through some propaganda, through some marketing only. Everything is marketing. So you have to separate that from pure logic. Use your own mind, use your own intelligence and brain, right? Don't rely just on mainstream research. Mainstream research will put you into low carb, yo-yo diets, crash diets, all of that. So understand that logic, pure logic by yourself. So the pure logic is only this. If you eat natural traditional food items, nature has made it in such a way that you will have enough protein, carb, fat and calories. Now, how does it work? We can explain how it works from a scientific perspective also. But first it should be understood from a natural traditional perspective. There are two perspectives. Wherever natural traditional evolutionary perspective will meet scientific perspective, that is what we will tell you at Fit Galaxy. Natural traditional perspective is always right. It's never wrong. Because that is what has got you so far. That is what has got our society to thrive. Humans are adapted to eating natural food items which come from nature. So whatever our ancestors have been eating 100 years back is perfect. Don't question it. Aloo paratha, perfect. Spices, perfect. Idli, dosa, sambar, rasam, pongal, perfect. What about non-veg? Perfect as well. If you're non-veg, you can have non-veg. If you're veg, you don't need to have non-veg. How were they cooking, say, chicken curry, mutton curry, fish fry? How were they cooking it? Were they sitting and boiling it and putting it in microwaves? No. So there is a difference in method of preparation. You need to be aware of that, whether it's vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food. What happens with all packaged processed food items? Suppose cornflakes, wheat flakes, digestive biscuit, rusk, namkeen, dessert, chocolate, ice cream, cookies, cakes. How are they prepared? Are they prepared at your home in a traditional method of preparation, or are they put in a batch in a factory with chemicals put in and high heat and all kinds of new age sulfurization, all kinds of chemical processing? First of all, their processing is chemical, full of chemicals. Secondly, they are adding chemical preservatives, added sugar, artificial sweeteners, stabilizers, flavors, colors. All of that is being added and given to you in the form of so-called food. It is not food that you're actually eating, right? If you eat any of these food items, you're eating a concoction of chemicals. Around 15-20 chemicals will be there. E320, E321. You just read the preservative list, you'll understand it yourself. Now there are a lot of people also talking about this, about preservatives, right? People are kind of understanding now what is there in these food items. Just 2 years back, there was no awareness. We have of course been talking about this from last 7-8 years. But it's good that people are now understanding this, right? That if you eat your biscuit or so-called juice, cold pressed juice from the market, it is not going to be free from preservatives. It's going to have some issue or the other, right? And those result in hormonal imbalances, those result in lifestyle diseases. Okay, I'll now give you one scientific perspective. There are many. What happens when you eat packaged processed food items? It's made full of refined carbohydrates. So carbohydrates which are natural, like a roti made at home, will never make you put on fat, even the normal roti. Jawar roti is also good for you, bajra roti is also good for you, ragi roti is also good for you, and normal roti is also good for you. You don't need to have multigrain roti only. You can have the normal roti. It is absolutely fantastic for health, because your ancestors have been eating that for a long time, right? When you make a roti at home, you knead the atta and you let it out. Aate ko gunte ho, that is what you say in Hindi, right? And you leave it out for 1 hour, sometimes 8 hours also, if you want to make khamiri roti, which is sourdough, equivalent of sourdough bread. When you make that roti and keep it out, the fermentation leads to reduction in phytic acid. Phytic acid is an anti-nutrient. All these grains, whether it's wheat or rice, they all have phytic acid. Phytic acid is an anti-nutrient made by the grain, made by the plant to protect itself from being eaten from animals. Now, what happens if you don't do this fermentation and this kneading, then that phytic acid will leach away the chemicals, leach away the vitamins, minerals from your food items, and it will not let it digest it. So you will get digestive issues. You will have vitamin deficiencies. You will have, the body is going to be very imbalanced because you are eating some food item. From that you are supposed to get some vitamins, minerals, but you are only getting some portion of that food item, and most of it, the benefits you are losing. Why? This happens if you eat cornflakes. Do you think cornflakes, they are going to knead the atta in the factory for 1 hour and keep it out? Absolutely not. The traditional method of preparation will happen only at home. It will not happen in a factory. Secondly, cornflakes, wheat flakes, all of these things, it's going to even be prepared in such a harsh and chemical driven process that basically you're just eating these chemicals. Thirdly, you're getting all the preservatives, added sugar, artificial sweeteners. And fourth point is that you will be having mostly refined carbohydrates in packaged processed food items. What does refined carbohydrates do? It will lead to insulin spike. Insulin is the hormone which will take Insulin is what takes the energy which comes from carbohydrates in the form of glucose. It takes that and puts it into the cell for use by the cell if you are physically active, or even for internal processes. For example, blood is pumping, blood is moving, heart is pumping, right? Brain functions. All of that also takes energy. Running, exercise also takes energy. Both two forms of energy expenditure are there. So in a person who is following a natural traditional lifestyle, they are taking complex carbohydrates most of the time, and the carbs are surrounded by fiber. Like in banana, it's fiber. Mango, it has fiber. It has a concoction of multiple things together such that the body will respond best to it. And if you take a supplement, they are isolating things without all the cofactors. So body absorbs things and understands things best with all factors made in a very complex way which nature has made for you. If you try to do engineering and scientific engineering on top of it and pull out only one thing out of that thing, fish has omega-3, I will only pull out the omega-3 and have. What about all the other cofactors, vitamins, minerals, which are supposed to come together as a package? In terms of packaged processed food items, when you eat refined carbohydrates, because the fiber and all of these fats are not there around it, it will give you instant energy. Energy is coming in very fast because your body does not have to digest many things. In a natural food item, fiber is there, so energy will come in slowly, steadily. So when energy comes in fast, if you eat packaged processed food items, energy will come in super fast. When it comes in super fast, insulin will spike. Insulin is going to take that energy and try to put it into the cell. When it keeps putting energy into the cell again and again and again because you have had packaged processed food items, then the cells will become full and then you will start putting on fat. Cells will say, I don't want any further energy. So the energy will go and directly get deposited as fat. This is a known process. Okay, suppose sometimes you may not even put on weight. Then the cells will say, I have had enough. I can't take any further energy from the blood, from the food items which you are giving. First of all, it's all junk food. My hormones are not working correctly. So the cells will start revolting. They'll say, why are you eating so much processed food items, which is refined carbohydrates, and why is the insulin trying to keep energy, pushing the energy in? Most of the time, people who would do this would also be sedentary, which means that they are not doing exercise or they are not physically active through the day. So the energy is fully stuck. First of all, a lot of energy is coming in. Secondly, the energy is stuck. There is no use of that energy. So the cells will start revolting and they will say to insulin, please don't push energy in any further. I will not listen to you, insulin. This is called insulin resistance. How many of you have heard of insulin resistance in the chat? Insulin resistance is responsible for PCOD, PCOS, diabetes, and most of these inflammation and metabolic syndrome diseases that are there, even thyroid. All these lifestyle diseases have a direct correlation with insulin resistance. So the body is, you're basically forcing like a petrol car to have diesel. So the body is going to revolt. That is what is happening. So on food items, the correct thing to do is not to worry about protein, carb, fat. If you have digestive biscuits with perfect protein, carb, fat, it will not save you. You may lose weight temporarily, but internally your body is getting destroyed. And if it's getting destroyed, you will feel hungry again after your diet is over. Again, you will start putting on weight. So the way to have sustainable results is to stick to a natural traditional diet, which is made of roti, dal, sabji, spices, ghee, salt, right? Natural salt. All fruits, and eat according to your hunger level. If you're non-veg, then you can have chicken curry, mutton curry, chicken biryani, all of that. Second thing is make things in a traditional method of preparation. So anything that is made in a factory, reject it. Anything that's made in a laboratory, reject it. Now, question will come that what about hotel food, restaurant food, marriage food? What is the issue in hotel food, restaurant food, marriage food? Is it natural or not natural? Can anyone tell me in the chat? Let's see the answer for hotel food, restaurant food, marriage food. I like to club all of these three in one category. Is that natural or not? And if it's not natural, why is it not natural? What is the reason? Okay, Balaji and Sarita said not natural in the chat. What is not natural in restaurant food? Okay, I got some answers. Adding color, soda, preparation process. They use food colors. Yes, food colors is a big one. MSG is another big one, right? They're using something called flavorants, which are not natural. They are chemical flavors. There's one more very big reason. Soda, of course, they are putting that in everything nowadays. Baking soda, which is not natural again. What is another very big reason? The oil. The oil that they use, there are two issues. First of all, they will reuse the oil. If you reuse the oil, it will be beyond the smoke temperature. It will spoil. And that is actually cancerous to your body. Secondly, they will use refined oil. So if you are using refined oil in your house, then also you are doing something very, very bad for your body. So the only oil that you should be using is cold pressed groundnut oil, cold pressed mustard oil, cold pressed coconut oil, or ghee. That's it. Don't use sunflower, safflower, dalda, canola. All these are new oils which are extremely bad for your health. New modern processed oils which did not exist 100 years back. What about refined groundnut oil? Again, really bad for you, because what is the difference between cold pressed groundnut oil, which is very good for you, and refined groundnut oil, which is very bad for you? Their ingredients are the same. It is groundnuts, which are what happens in a cold pressing process. 100 years back, everything was cold pressed by default because there was no method of doing refining. Refining process only happens in a factory under high temperature conditions. It helps the manufacturers of the oil to get 5 times, 10 times more oil out because you are heating it to a high temperature. So when you are heating it to high temperature, you can get more oil out, but the chemical bonds are destroyed. Omega 3s to omega 6 ratio gets destroyed. Normal oils, cold pressed oils, have omega 3s to omega 6 ratio, which is the fats ratio of 1:3, 1:4. What happens in refined oil? 1:1000, 1:2000, 1:3000. See the difference. And omega 6, so it is skewing it towards omega 6. And what is omega-6 responsible for? More inflammation in the body. More inflammation leads to higher LDL. Higher LDL leads to heart blockages, strokes, heart attacks. You can see how many people are dying from heart attacks, young people, because they have been eating refined oil. So first thing to do, first tip which you should take away from today is eat natural traditional food items. And you know what are natural traditional food items, right? Don't need to worry about quantities, etc., because your hunger level will control itself if you eat natural traditional food items. If you eat packaged processed food items, your hunger level does not work. Okay, there are processes around it, so I won't go into the scientific details of it. But basically the mechanism gets blocked. All the hunger hormones go haywire as soon as you give unnatural food. If you give natural food items, the ghrelin and the hunger hormones will be like, okay, I've had 4 mangoes, I can't have the 5th one. But you can't do that with dessert. You can't do that with chocolate. Now, chocolate is not bad. Cocoa is actually a good thing for you. It is full of antioxidants. But what is bad in chocolate is the market-made chocolate. If you make chocolate at home, it is good for you. Right? Has anyone made chocolate at home? I have, like probably a year back, 1 year back. It is quite easy to make actually, and very, very tasty. Madhu has made, excellent. So Madhu, if you can share what were the ingredients, how did you make it? Basically, I'll tell you how I did it. It was basically ghee, milk, cocoa powder, which is natural, organic cocoa powder, and what other substance was there? Jaggery. Yeah, that's it. Four things. And if you look at the market chocolate, how many things are there? You won't even know most of the things, right? Of course, when I made it, it would always melt in 10-15 minutes because you have not added that stabilizer. Again, they will add a preservative chemical to make it stable and not melt. So it would melt, but then if you keep it in the fridge and take it out, it's actually super tasty for you. Super tasty, like it's amazing. If you like chocolate, you'll love it, right? Milind is asking about sugar. See, now is sugar natural or is jaggery natural? You know the answer. Is honey natural or is aspartame natural? You know the answer, right? Jaggery is natural, sugar is processed. Jaggery is relatively unprocessed. Honey, when you take honey, just make sure that it is natural, because if you see the production levels in the world, suppose production levels are X, I don't remember the exact levels, but the consumption level is 2X. How can production be lower and consumption be double? Can anyone tell me? Right? So what are they doing with honey? Are they really giving you honey or are they giving you something else? Almost half of the honey is, they are putting something else. They are putting sugar syrup and giving it to you. So buy organic honey or figure out if you can find natural honey, right? But honey is good for you. Same thing with milk. Milk is very good for you. But the milk that you get in the market is very bad for you because the cows are given hormones. Those hormones will cause early puberty as well in kids now. Those hormones have growth hormone for the cow, which is supposed to make it give more milk. That is going into us and causes accelerated aging as well. So try to get, again, organic milk if you can. Okay. So I hope on the food front we have covered at least the basic fundamentals. Now we'll move to what are the other key fundamental factors that we need to focus on. Only food is not enough. You need to correct your food. If you want lifelong results, if you want results that, see, usually what happens, within 6 months, you can easily lose 10-15 kgs if you follow these principles fully. And with 15 kgs of fat loss, you will look totally different only, right? You will look, if you are overweight. Or if you, and gaining muscle is also same process. If you eat natural food items, do exercise, sleep on time, wake up naturally without alarm, get sunlight, you're going to get great results. Whether it's muscle building, fat loss, or any lifestyle disease that you have, it will get reversed. It is natural, it is guaranteed. Why will it not happen? Because the body is responding in a scientific manner. It is responding in a very logical way. What you are doing to the body, it will respond like that only. If you give it unnatural, non-traditional things, then it will go down the drain. The body will start putting on fat, you'll start having lifestyle diseases, and if you have lifestyle diseases, if you're overweight and you start correcting your lifestyle, then your body will start losing fat, your body will start moving towards removing that lifestyle disease. So it will actually be very good for you, right? So let's talk about exercise, right? Quickly we'll talk about exercise. Exercise is super simple. The exercises that we recommend are body weight exercises which will work out all muscle groups in a very balanced way. You have to do strength training as well as aerobic exercises, both. It can't be only one. Again, evolutionary logic. If you look at evolutionarily, people were not doing only lifting of rocks. They were also walking. They were also running. They were also playing sports. Same thing. Follow evolution. Do strength training is very important from a scientific perspective also, because it will build up your muscle mass. More muscle mass leads to higher fat loss and easier fat loss for the body. So strength training is important. And higher muscle mass also leads to lower incidences of this hip replacement, knee replacement, because your muscle mass is higher. Your joints will not get so much pressure. Muscles will take the pressure. Another thing is that if you are overweight, again it will put pressure on your knees and hips. So again, that's why a lot of people are having knee replacement, hip replacement. We want to avoid all that. Get your weight to ideal body weight. It's very, very important, right? You don't want your heart to work extra hard. You don't want your joints to work extra hard in the long term. What about, say, walking? Now, so strength training you have understood, right? It's very good for longevity. That is why there is a direct correlation to how long you live and what is the quality of your life with something like strength training, because muscle mass should be there. It's very important for you to, for day-to-day activities. Second thing is aerobic activity. That is also very important. So if you do walking, play a sport, it's very good for your heart health. It's very good for overall functionality of the body, right? So again, very, very easy, very simple to incorporate. There is logic behind everything, but the final result that you have to do, final thing which you have to do is very simple. The logic behind food I told you, but finally what do you have to do? Very simple. Eat natural food items, traditional food items, and you will get results. Avoid all packaged processed food items. In exercise, what is the thing that you have to finally do? Do walking, running, play a sport, badminton, cricket, golf, whatever you are into, right? Karate, that's something I'm into as well. So whatever activity that you look at, most of it will be cardiovascular. And then for strength training, use body weight exercises. You don't need to go to a gym. Body weight exercises like push-ups, plank on hands, point-to-point running, burpees, squats, squat jumps, reverse lunges, side lunges, wall sit, glute bridge. So there are multiple of these exercises, and basically you can make a nice plan and follow that, right? So that you are able to do your exercise, maybe get it out in the morning. Ideally do your exercise first thing in the morning when you are empty stomach without eating anything, right? So there is an ideal schedule that we also suggest, but I think we're not going to have too much time, so I won't delve deep into that. Other three factors are basically sleep, sunlight, motivation, right? And in sleep, the key point is to wake up without alarm and to sleep early. Sunlight, the key point is to have sunlight throughout the day. What were your ancestors doing? Were they outdoors or were they indoors through the day? Mostly they were outdoors, right? So that automatically gave them ventilation, sunlight, which is really important for you. Okay, now I'm going to talk about what we can do to basically guide you in a step-by-step way. So before we do that, let me show you that if you follow these principles, what are the kind of results that you get. Let me share it. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you're able to see my screen, everyone. Let's go to our Instagram. Let's go to fitgalaxy.in or Instagram, or even our Android app. We are shifting from we are creating a new Android app as well, but I'll just show you some of the results. Okay. So we have more than 250,000 users on our Android app, 1400 votes, and it's a 4.4, 4.5 star rated app. Here the rating is not updated. And if you look at the reviews, again, see, we have so many of these, right? If you see the recent ones, Spurti is one of our recent clients. Lost 5 kgs, belly fat 5 inches, hips 5 inches, thigh 5 inches, right? Thighs 4 inches. With and we have basically a nutritionist and fitness coach who we would assign to you, who are trained with our principles, a natural traditional diet, lifestyle. So you won't feel like you're on a diet also. So this is what I will suggest to all of you. Mikin is one of our subscribed clients, and I think he has lost 6 kgs, reduced HbA1c, which is diabetes, right, to normal in 3 months itself. Diet plan and exercises advised are not fancy. One can easily follow with minor changes in their routine lifestyle. Anyone can follow simply and achieve their desired goals. Sri Lakshmi, I am in love with this app. We are now going to give you, by the way, subscription. When we give you a subscription, you'll get the website, right? Which is going to be very useful and user friendly for you. And you're also going to get an AI chatbot along with the nutritionist and fitness coach. The AI chatbot is trained on FitGalaxy principles. So whatever you ask, should I eat this? Should I not eat this? I'm going here. What should I eat? Right? I'm going to Goa. What should I eat? All of that answer will be given to you immediately by the AI chatbot. Apart from that, you will have your nutritionist, fitness coach, who will be conducting weekly sessions. These are sessions which are conducted with all the subscribed users, and where you will be individually reviewed. Your progress will be individually reviewed. So first, of course, when you subscribe, the coach will call you and take all your details. After that, you will have these group sessions every week, where we will ensure that you are on track. So every week we will be asking you, nutritionist will ask you what you ate, fitness coach will ask you what exercises you have done, and of course you will get your nutrition plan, exercise plan with the videos, so it's very easy to follow. So it's a very nicely structured plan, and of course, like I said, the focus is on natural traditional Indian principles. Dr. Neha, she's a doctor, again recent client of ours. PCOD got corrected in 1 month only with a diet plan of natural home food, with Bharti as the nutritionist and Mohit as the fitness coach. And she has said that she got good guidance from me as well. I am Rajat. Yeah. All right. Again, so many of these, right? So many positive reviews. It's more than 1400. If you go and look on Play Store, you'll find it. FitGalaxy. But the newer Android phones don't have access to this. We are shifting and creating a new, like all of you will have now access on the website, right? This is going to get updated in a week or so, but the website is what we will be now focusing on. Let's show you some. So I think we have around 22,000 people on our Instagram, and more than 100,000 people, more than 250,000 people on our Android app, and YouTube also we are now working on. So this is a typical diet plan. I'll just share it with all of you here. Now, what do we suggest? So the subscription plan, let me talk about that. The price for that is, you can find it on fitgalaxy.in, all the details of the subscription plan. The price is 5,500 for 6 months. So it's very affordable. It's at a very good discount. Usually we price it more than 7,500. Ideally the price would be more than 10,000 for such a thing, right? So what will you get in the subscription plan? I'm going to share all the details with all of you. So whoever is interested, you can go and subscribe for this. And I would highly suggest, if you have any health condition, do this, take the 6-month plan, and within 6 months, you will see drastic results, right? So any questions that you have, you can ask me. I will answer those as well right now. Let me share some of the photo reviews that we have. There you go. She was Sophia. Her name is Sophia. Look at the before and after, right? 6 kgs loss in 2.5 months. 3 months, she lost 6 kgs, 5 inches loss. Had issue of bloating, which is completely resolved now. Thank you, Fit Galaxy, for making my journey a better one. Cool. We have put a lot, I think, on our I've got that reviews here. There. This is Namrata, who lost 10 kgs in 3 months with tasty Indian food and guidance by Fit Galaxy, right? Again, drastic changes. She's back from 2019, right? Now let me share. So if you look at the results here, this is Molly. Again, she lost 13 kgs of fat, improved her thyroid as well, right? Again, an amazing result. And what was her testimonial? I think we have shared that. This is Rani Amu, who had an amazing transformation, 13 kgs of fat loss in 3 months. So like you can see, it's not just fat loss. Many people have reversed diabetes, many people have reversed thyroid, many people have reversed PCOD. So all that is very much, easily doable and possible. So any questions that you all have, you can ask me. You have understood some of the basic fundamental principles and how we kind of approach it. What I would suggest is go for the 6-month plan. We have a 6-month plan and we have a 1-year plan, which is available on our website as well. And once you subscribe, share the payment screenshot with me. It's through Razorpay, and you'll have the AI chatbot as well. 3 months plan, no, we used to have, but now we have kind of moved away from it because we want everyone to get results. Minimum 6 months, and also the price becomes too low, right? Because we have to kind of we have to also share our revenue and all of that with the coaches and all of that. So we are giving you a nutritionist, fitness coach, and yoga coach, right? So you'll have 3 people who are going to be working with you. And it's a customized nutrition plan, customized exercise plan. You have the AI chatbot, which will give you answers pretty much instantly. And it is based on Fit Galaxy's principles. So we have trained it specifically ourselves. And you will have a complete course by me as well. It's going to be a 6-hour course where you will have complete details of what to eat, what not to eat, what exercises to do, all principles of sleep, all principles of sunlight, all of that, right? So, one second. And you also have, like I said, the weekly consultation sessions on Saturdays and Sundays. We have fixed a time, 11 to 1, 11 to 1. So currently the fitness consultation session will be going on for all the subscribed users. So in that, basically the coach will keep you on track and motivated. And you'll also see other people on the same journey. So you'll see other people, oh, this person has lost this much, right? This person has reversed diabetes. You will hear those success stories also, and you will get that motivation all the time. Cool. So Balaji, we have this 6-month plan which I have shared. That is what I would suggest. So we have a 6-month plan for 5,500 and a 1-year plan for 9,500. I would recommend go for the 6-month plan initially, because more or less most people will get results within that. But if you are having serious health conditions and you want to reverse it, then you can go for the 1-year plan also. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Cool. So any questions, anyone? Ask me, and we will. So what were your health conditions in the beginning? Let me see. And I think we have covered more or less all health conditions. So the best part is that as soon as you start following a natural traditional lifestyle, your PCOD will also reverse, diabetes will also reverse, and it usually takes 6 months. Fat loss, usually 10 to 15 kgs in 6 months is what we keep the target as. 3 kgs per month is pretty much doable. Muscle gain happens when you put more demand on the body through exercise, increase muscle mass. So automatically whenever we are doing a fat loss or we are doing anything, muscle gain is something we always work for. So even if you are losing fat, you will automatically be gaining lean muscle mass, and you look that fit, strong, healthy. You'll have that amazing looking physique, all the natural energy level always throughout the day, right? For example, I have that energy always. And why? Because I follow these principles myself completely. Cool. Let me see, any questions are there? Yoga sessions, yes. So we have yoga session in the morning at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and in the evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. every day. So you have morning and evening. But yoga is optional. So even if you are not able to do yoga in this time, it doesn't matter. Even without yoga, you will get results. But if you want to attend, you can. It's a very good thing. It will help you in your balance. It will help you get that mental peace as well. And it really improves the flexibility of the body. Because normal exercise, when we do, it increases the strength a lot, even though we'll give you stretching exercises. But yoga stretching exercises which are there and position holds which are there are extremely good. So I'm not an expert in yoga. We have a yoga coach whose name is Komal, and she's a true expert, right? True, I think people call her Yogini Komal. So she'll really take care and make sure that you get results. Okay, so I'm answering all questions now, everyone. Aditi, so whatever questions you have, you can ask again here, okay, and I'll answer. Aditi is saying that there's not much sunlight in the UK. What's your take in it? There is sunlight. Sunlight in any country is enough for that country. The principle is of natural and traditional lifestyle, right? So if you have, this is something that even I hear from my brother who is also in the UK. I live in Cambridge and I don't have sunlight. So should I take vitamin D pill? No, because for those conditions, you have enough sunlight. You have enough vitamins in your body. You don't need to take additional things which are given to you by the pharma industry, right? Based on the pharma industry research. Use your own logic there. There is enough sunlight for everyone in every country. It is enough for those conditions that you live in. Otherwise, humans would not have thrived and evolved for so many years. We did not have supplements for so many years, right? Cool. Other questions? Ask me questions, everyone. Yeah, so reports will always show deficiency, right? You understand what are the levels. If the level itself is shown as, if your targets are set by the pharma industry, then you will always show deficiency. But that is not anything to be concerned about. The main concern is, are you actually taking enough sunlight during the day or not? Or are you sitting indoors? Are you eating natural food items or not? Or are you eating packaged processed food items? If you are eating packaged processed food items, of course, you're going to have all kinds of deficiencies, which will not even come in the reports. And for vitamin D, the easiest thing is if you get direct sunlight. Even during the day, if you're working, keep your window open. Of course, this is more apt for India because in the UK you have central heating and all that, but minimum 1 hour of sunlight is important for everyone. If you do that, you don't need to have any vitamin D, etc. Yeah. All the issues, even joint pain, etc., Aditi, all of those get resolved with a natural traditional lifestyle. Like I said, there are multiple steps that you need to follow. It's not only nutrition. But the easiest way to sell you something is to say that have this pill, your joint pain will go away. You are not having this because you have deficiency in something. Therefore, best thing is have this pill. That's not a long-term solution. It will work in the short term. For long-term solutions, you'll have to correct lifestyle and you'll have to find the root cause. Why is it happening? Is it because you're not exercising enough? That will, of course, you'll be able to find out once you subscribe and once you have your own coaches talking to you, right? So we'll be able to delve deep into the exact issue. Where is it that you're deviating from a natural traditional lifestyle? It could be on sleep, maybe you're sleeping late, right? It could be that you're if you're feeling fatigue after eating food, then what is the food that you're eating? Are you eating in refined oil? Are you eating packaged processed food items? I've studied in the UK myself for a year at London Business School, and I remember the food. It was right. Many things are actually packaged processed in foreign countries, but unfortunately, the same thing is also coming into India now. Okay. Ruchi is asking about, I'm a teacher who is occupied from 5:30 to 4. Will I be able to adapt to your said schedules and diet plan? Yeah, of course. This is meant for pretty much anyone across any schedule. We will be able to, it's not a typical diet plan. In the morning you have to have this, mid-morning you have to have this, lunch you have to have this. It's not like that. If you have 2 meals a day also, it's fine. 1 meal a day also, it's fine. 3 meals a day also, it's fine. It's up to you, right? We work around your lifestyle. So there's no issue on that, Ruchi. Mostly home food is what you're having, Aditi. You'll have to then figure out all the factors, right? There's a list of approximately 35-40 actions that we will monitor you on a weekly basis within our subscription plan. And we will make sure that you follow all of them. We will guide you. We will tell you to follow all of them. You have to follow it yourself, right? Ultimately, it comes down to you, but we will give you the step-by-step guidance on exactly what has to be done. Right? You have to understand the principles, implement it, and you'll get results, Aditi. Cool. Ruchi, if you want to go for the plan, go for it. Ruchi and I think Balaji, if you want to go for the plan, go for it. And whoever is interested in going for the plan, I would highly suggest to go for it. Any other questions? Let me know. Cool. Figs are good. Sarita, I think you're taking figs. That is good. They're good for you. When do we start if you register today? You'll start immediately. So the nutritionist and fitness coach will call you. They will take all your details and they'll make your plan and give it to you within 1 day. So if you pay today, you'll get your plan by tomorrow. And then next weekend and every weekend after that, Saturday, Sunday, you will have a check-in session with your nutritionist and fitness coach. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Same timing like this session. Right? And you don't need to be there for 2 hours. You just attend it for 5 minutes. They will ask you what you have done, what you have eaten during the week. The fitness coach will ask you what exercises you have done. Have you done it according to the plan? How much have you been able to do? And then they will make changes in the plan also every month. And the coaches are also available to you on WhatsApp Unlimited. Whenever you have a doubt, if you're eating anything outside, take a photo and send it to your fitness or to your nutritionist. If you're doing any exercise, you have any doubt, send it on WhatsApp to your fitness coach. And you can discuss it in the weekend. Secondly, same thing with the AI chatbot, right? You have any doubt, you can ask it and it will give you an answer. So the plan starts immediately after you pay, and I'll add you to a subscribers group where you will get all these links to the website login. You'll get the link to our AI chatbot. You'll get the link to the sessions every week. So all of that will be given to you within the WhatsApp groups as well itself. So we have, I think, almost 7-8 subscribed WhatsApp groups now. Just like the health tips groups are for people to get some tips, and the subscribed users groups is for the subscribed users. Okay. What else? Other questions? We have time. We have like 5-10 minutes more. I think I took the session very fast and I didn't cover everything. So I covered like superficially, but I think still a lot of information for you. If you have heard it, you have understood the logic, the core logic behind what we do. That is important for you to understand. You can start implementing. Okay. Let me see other questions. Cool. All right, everyone, we will close the session. I'm going to share the link. I'm sharing my WhatsApp number as well. You have it from the health tips group, right? I'm Rajat Sahni. I'm just out of curiosity, where are all of you joining in from? Tell me where. I think one of you is from UK, Aditi, I think. Where are all of you joining in from? I'm joining in from Delhi right now. I have also stayed in Hyderabad, in districts around Hyderabad, Nalgonda, Khammam, and also studied in Goa in BITS Pilani Goa campus, and also then in London for a year at London Business School. And then I was working in consulting at PwC and Deloitte for 4 years, and then I started Fit Galaxy in 2016. So 2017 onwards, we have had the Android app, a lot of users, right? And everyone's got amazing results. So, and now I'm also working on another thing on AI, which is, it's called Rise of Conquerors. So once you subscribe, we will be sending you some of that content as well as a bonus. Okay. Cool. So Shubha is from Bangalore, Sumal from Kanpur, Aditi from the UK. Good. Good. Good to see everyone and interact with all of you. And any questions, you can even ask me directly on my phone number 7217. And once you subscribe, I can see quite a few subscribed users. So once you subscribe, then definitely send me the, sorry, this is not the number, +91. That's the number. Okay. So you have my WhatsApp number, and I look forward to helping you become fit and healthy in a natural, sustainable way. Thank you. Chalo. Bye. Okay. Bye.